Some places don't just feel empty, they feel occupied. And the worst part, we didn't sleep inside the cabin, but we were there often enough to know something else was. I was just a kid when my dad bought the cabin in North Carolina. No neighbors, no lights, just miles of quiet and fields of tobacco stretching behind it like they were planted to keep something out. The first time we drove up the dirt road, I remember thinking how wrong it felt. Not dangerous, just watched. The cabin itself sat alone, weathered and empty. The wood was gray, like it had soaked up too many seasons. The windows were dark, like they didn't want to be opened. Inside, there was nothing. No furniture, no warmth, just hollow space that echoed when you stepped too hard. But what made it worse was the building out back. It looked like a small shed, but inside was a makeshift shower. Just a pipe overhead, a rusted basin, and a drain cut into the floor. And lining the shelves, jars, dozens of them. Some clear, some cloudy, some sealed tight with labels long faded. We never opened them. My dad said not to. He didn't explain why. He just said, they were here when I bought it, and they stay here. We went inside the cabin. We just never stayed in it. Every visit we'd go in during the day, walk through it, check the space. But when night came, we slept outside. Tent set up just far enough away that we didn't have to stay inside after dark, because something about the cabin changed when the sun went down. At night, it didn't feel empty. It felt occupied. Sometimes you'd hear it, a soft creak, like footsteps moving across the floorboards inside. At first, we blamed the wind, but the sound would pause, then resume, like something inside was choosing where to go. Across the road lived a farmer. He didn't ask questions, just nodded when we told him he could harvest the tobacco in the field behind the cabin. Every season he'd come through and cut it down like he'd done it 100 times before. But one afternoon I remember watching him stop. He stood at the edge of the field staring at the cabin for a long time. Then he looked at my dad and said something I'll never forget. "You ain't never stayed in there, have you?" My dad just shook his head. The farmer didn't smile. He just said, "Good, keep it that way." That night, the wind was louder than usual. The tent fabric rattled. The trees creaked. And then the smell hit us. Coming from the cabin, something sour, rotting, like something had been sealed away and was finally breathing again. I woke up, or maybe I was never fully asleep, because I heard it. A voice, soft, right outside the tent, whispering, not calling for help or screaming, just repeating something over and over. And it wasn't words at first. It was almost like it was trying to remember how to speak. My dad woke up too. I saw his face in the dim light. He didn't say anything, just stared at the cabin. And for the first time, I saw it too. A light, faint, inside, moving. The next morning, the cabin looked the same. Nothing had changed. But we packed up early. We left the field. We left the cabin. And we never went back. Years later, I asked my dad why he bought it. He just looked at me and said, "Some places don't come with owners." And then he added something else, something I didn't understand until much later. They come with agreements. Because sometimes you don't find a place like that, it finds you. And if you stay too long, you might not leave alone. And even now, when it gets quiet at night, I still hear it. A soft creak, footsteps, somewhere inside, waiting. Thank you for sticking around and listening all the way to the end. It truly means a lot. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Your support helps more than you know. I read every comment and I love hearing your thoughts and your own experiences. If you've ever experienced something you couldn't explain, something that stayed with you, I want to hear your story. Submit it through the email in the description or the form in the About section. because your story might be the next one we tell here. And if something like this has ever happened to you, you already know the truth. Some places don't forget you.